Welcome, everybody. Welcome back to the story track, or meet the Code Beyond track. So our next speaker's company has been named after the town of Comala, from his favorite book, Pedro Paramon, by Joan Rulfo. And this just shows that stories are an integral part of our life. So I want to invite Roberto onto stage to share his company's marketing story and the lessons we can learn from it. Please give him a warm applause.
Hi, thank you. Hello, is it working? Yeah, okay. Hi, thank you very much. I'm Roberto, founder and CEO of Comala Tech, and I'm here to talk to you about our journey, our experience doing marketing in the marketplace for the last 10 years. This is a cereal box. It was a bike insert on the summit in San Jose last year. And it was very successful. It really helped us to connect with people. People really liked it. People came to our booth. And we put ourselves as a cool company, coming up with creative things. And we often get asked, well, how do you guys come up with these crazy ideas for what you do on marketing? And I think it could be summed up in three phrases. Know your audience, tell your story, and make it memorable. Now, how does these 3 points link to this cereal box? Well, that's what I'm going to talk about. It's a story that spanned 10 years. So just quick agenda. I'm just going to give you some context, how things can change for the last 10 years. Then I will give you explain about our story of how we've been doing marketing. And at the end, I'm just going to sum up with our lessons. So how things have changed. I think since we started in 2007, people started just embracing the wikis. People started learning that there were some add-ons. They had to pay not only for the products, but there were also add-ons that will add value to their application. So there was not that much competition. It was very quiet. Things were fine, right? We started building our business. 2009 was the first summit, and it was the first opportunity to present the company as a product company. The demand started just growing ever since, right? In 2012, Atlassian launched the Marketplace, and that increased the audience. It made it easier for clients to buy products and for vendors to sell products. 2014, with cloud, it extended more the size of the market. And by 2015, a lot of solution partners and very, very well-established vendor companies started producing tons and tons of add-ons. So it became very, very competitive with over 2,000 add-ons was then around 2015. And where we are right now, well, we've seen it. There is data center. There are focus on solutions. Atlassian is pushing the enterprise. So there are more resellers. There are more players into the market. So as we can see here, things have changed. There has been a huge, huge increase in the demand in terms of how many people, what's our target market. The offer, there are over 3,500 add-ons in the marketplace. There are over 1,000 vendors. The platform have changed. The competition, the cost of marketing, a lot has changed. So how we can manage those 10 years, this is what I'm gonna talk about. So we can sum up our story in what we call different eras. From the time the company was started, there was just me, to the time we have a breakthrough in 2014 of the way we were doing the marketing, and to where we are right now when we're realizing, we had to make some changes of the way we do marketing. So we start with the early years. It was just me. I came up with the idea of a product based on some market research, based on past experience, and I realized, okay, there's an opportunity here. So the main focus back then, it was making sure that the customer knew there was a product to buy and that there was a company behind that product. That was all I could do. It was just me. It was just not only doing the product, but I was doing some customization to complement the revenue. And there was very little to do, right? We had 2009, the first summit. As you could tell, it was just me, because I had to take the picture. That was our marketing, our first marketing item, pens, and some notebooks, and that was it. So by 2009, I have established Comala Tech as a company. It was the revenue was going mostly from the product. It was a company, but still it was survival mode. So all what I could do, I didn't have time to think about everything. All what I managed to do, just come up with pens and notebooks. By 2010, we started growing. We started getting help for marketing. The team was growing. There was some time to start looking into the marketing. We even got a marketing person by 2013. So we had time to actually come up with a plan of how we were going to do marketing. So with customers, started focusing on talking to customers. We started using surveys. We started using campaigns for nurturing and renewals. So we start getting some communication going. Early on that stage, we started getting approached by partners. This is before the marketplace was in place. They started wanting to get involved. They would start asking about our products. And at the beginning, we were a little bit skeptical. You say, okay, we have to share part of my revenue. So, but we thought, you know what, it's an opportunity. So we had to develop our own partner program. So we started to find out, because there was no marketplace, we had to give some discount codes. So we had to build that out from scratch. But that was our target. We started building a relationship with partners. With Atlassian, we realized we had to focus on Atlassian. First of all, from the very beginning, Atlassian wasn't too keen into our product because it was kind of on the way of collaboration for the nature of our product. It was about putting processes on a wiki. And overall, Atlassian was not yet into the marketplace. But things changed in 2012 when we came up with a new product, where it was boards for Confluence, and it was liked by Atlassian. They liked it, they promoted it, and bingo, it made a big difference. People start looking at our product and buying our products. So we realized, okay, this is something here. So we repeated the same in 2013. Atlassian launched the blueprints for Confluence. We have all the plans to make it more sophisticated, but we said, you know what, there is an opportunity. Let's build something about blueprints so we can be launch partners. And bingo, again, we found, you know what, yes, if we can get Atlassian to promote our product, it was going to be very successful. So we continued working, we continued presenting ourselves as a company. We had the 2010 summit. Again, it was just me. I got to use the same pens from the year before. As a matter of fact, I might have still a couple of hundred in my basement. We have the lead collector system. There was no scanner, so we just placed to put the business cards. And we have our first promotional item. That was the 2010 World Cup Jubilani soccer ball. That was our first giveaway. And for the 2014, we had more people, but as you could tell, we were all over the place. Our logo, our branding, there was no consistency. So we had to work. We started working. Again, we were focusing on the product. We were launching, coming up with new products. It was there's not much time to get some consistency. 2013, we had the T-shirt. A little bit more control of what with our branding. Probably we went too minimalistic, but at least we have a little bit more consistency. So, but this period, we were already getting engaged as a company. So we had the product into the marketplace. We realized our marketing was all over the place, and realized we had to do something new, because we were just still not doing anything because too busy rolling out new products. So we decided, you know what, let's do something. I remember we were just following up what everybody was doing T-shirts. And I remember the summit in 2013. At the end of it, vendors, all the sponsors have like stacks of T-shirts. And we were begging each other to take our T-shirts because we didn't want to ship them back or print them back. That was very depressing. I think that was the year where the Salvation Army of San Francisco realized there was an ecosystem. So they have an opportunity to change. So our marketing person left. So instead of replacing her, we decided, you know what, there might be an opportunity to start analyzing. Let's start thinking if we can do something different. So we had the Pedro Paramo era. Now, why the Pedro Paramo era? Well, I'll explain in a moment, but let me just tell you about what led us to what we call a breakthrough in the way we were doing marketing. So rather than just replacing the marketing and continue doing the same, we say, okay, let's start analyzing what we're doing here. So start looking at how we were communicating, how we were engaging with our audience. Okay, we had a customer. For the customer, we realized our product is a niche product. It solves a very specific problem, which is content approvals or document approvals and workflows. So we had to make sure that the communication was very, very concise and simple. And we had to acknowledge not everybody wanted our product. We learned that partners was a good opportunity. We started doing sales. We realized partners could sell our products. They will have more reach than we have, even with people, but we didn't have enough people. So we said, okay, let's continue. Let's start leveraging that opportunity. But we said, we realized, okay, that the market did not have, the partners were not that familiar with our products, and they're still trying to figure out the marketplace, how they fit into the marketplace. With Atlassian, we have learned, you know what, we know that the marketing Atlassian does for you is the best that you can get. So that was something we went to work. How can we work on these two areas? As far as our images is concerned, our branding, we were all over the place, right? We were just improvising logos, our image. And we had no identity as company, as team, right? We were just doing what everybody was doing, you know, be it stickers, t-shirts, pens. There was nothing we were doing. So we started to start working in two aspects, two areas. First, we had to develop a real identity, right? To start making our branding more consistent and start talking about our identity as a company. We also wanted to work with partners. We knew that we could leverage it then, but at that time it was about 30% of the sales coming through partners. So we saw that as an opportunity. So we hired a business development manager to start working into that. And we decided that for at least that time, partners was going to be our main focus for marketing. For our identity, we start thinking, okay, what's about Comala Tech? Who are we as a team? First of all, I think we realized, you know, the namesake is something to talk about. It's something we can leverage. Then this is our passion, football, soccer. We like football, we like food, we like wine. That's our culture. So I started working to that. So first thing we did, working with the branding, right? We hired a design agency to come up with a brand, with a branding color, more professional, more consistent. We changed the name, and we changed the logos and the name of our products to make them more consistent. And then we started working on our identity. So Pedro Páramo. That's the first paragraph of a novel, Pedro Páramo, written in 1955, about a man who travels back to his parents' hometown, Comala, and a town which happened to be a ghost town. So I'm a literature geek, and I thought I liked this story, so I decided to name my company after this town. Now, this town is a ghost town, so I said, okay, this is something we can leverage. Back to our experience with the t-shirts in 2013, say, okay, you know, what if we do something people will like to wear? So that's it, a t-shirt, sure. We just want to make the connection. Let's try to come up with something creative. So first thing I did was, okay, I approached a Mexican artist and I asked him, could you put together a design about Pedro Páramo that has nothing to do with computers, nothing to do with what I do, something that people will love. So we came to the summit in 2014. We have a little more uniform, we have a uniform branding in our product and in our product names, and we were, you know, showing our colors, our culture, our t-shirts. It was a success. People liked the t-shirts. We came up with a very limited edition, and we were not offering it to anybody, right? If somebody would say, I like your t-shirt, can I have one? They will get it. And that became our culture as far as these giveaways. Even today, they keep asking us for those t-shirts, and you can see people still wearing those t-shirts. 2005, we took it further, right? We said, passion is football. We wanted to say, I decided, you know what? Let's come up with a soccer jersey, and being Comala Tech, it had to be professional. So we decided we come up with some embroidered crests and patches. We have, you know, iron in names and numbering, and we put it together. It was also a very nice team bonding exercise. This is our sweatshop in Vancouver, putting things together. And the 2005 summit was a success. So we had the people start learning more about that. You know, the color helped a little bit. And we probably put together the most expensive marketing item ever produced into the marketplace. So because it took so much time and sweat and tears to put it together, but we had a blast putting it together. So at the end of this period, we had defined, and we were very happy with our identity. And they gave us a lot of confidence to talk to people, to our audience. So with customers, we started building case studies. We started working with webinars. We started approaching partners proactively before when they were joining the ecosystem to start promoting our products, start building our relationship. By the end of that period, our sales to partners were over 50%. So we were very happy with the way we were doing there, and we just decided for the following years, couple of years, which called the school years, we decided to continue on that line, continue building that relationship with the customers and leveraging our branding. So that was our focus, continue building the relationship. Now, by then, there were already a lot of vendors and partners. So we had to stand out. We had to be very creative on the way we were doing this, building the relationship with partners. So back in 2014, 2015, we started just getting together before the summit, and in 2016, that became Tapas Night, an event we co-host with our closest partners, which is becoming a highlight of the summit. It's nothing but a time to have some drinks, good food, and have a good time in preparation for the summit. There is no business cards, there is no marketing material. It's just, you know what, let's all have fun. We also started working on the creativity, on the way we were communicating, at the summit. Atlassian offer AMOs such as the seed drop. Now, we all know that the seed drop is something that is often left there or thrown to the garbage. So we had to come up to something new, different. So we decided to use a collector deck, a card deck, with our business cards and with cards containing our product information. It was never meant, and it's not meant to be comprehensive. It's just as a reminder. First of all, you see a deck, you're going to open it. So that's why we wanted to get the people engaged, to insert the curiosity about what is this about. Then we have to provide some very specific points to our functionality, and that helped a lot. People start asking, some people start collecting them. We got feedback from people taking it to the kids loving it, and it was very successful. Our team was growing, and we want our team to become part of the fun. So as part of joining Comala Tech, part of the welcoming is getting their Comala Tech business cards. It's an extra expense to have the design. It's an extra expense printing these cards. But we believe it's very important to keep this sense of belonging and sense of fun. We continue working on giveaways that were creative and still with the policy of not pushing them, not just leaving them in our table, in our booth, so people will take them. So again, we're just giving away, and people still, at the summit, everybody comes to our summit to show us their socks. So that's really, really cool. Again, we're trying to make the connection for when the time is right to talk about business. We continue leveraging the Pedro Páramo thing, the ghost town, the skulls that we like. So by 2016, we were over 60% of our sales to partners. So we're very happy with our success in leveraging our relationship with vendors. And that leads us to where we are right now, right? Right now, we're starting to say, okay, yeah, the relationship is there. We have a good relationship with the partners, but now the market share is changing. The Atlassian market share is changing, so there are different audiences we have to communicate. And we have to realize that not everybody loves skulls. So we started receiving feedback to the point, and then we started hinting, maybe you're doing a little bit too much, right? So you should not love your marketing so much that you don't want to change it. So you have to be creative. I said, you know what? it's a good time to reevaluate. So we started, okay, it's time to think what has changed, so we have to change and respond to what's going on. So in terms of the prospects, customers, how do we communicate with prospects? Things are changing a little bit, right? It's no longer just the laid-back Atlassian user, hardcore user, passionate user we had to communicate with. They are different. Now we're talking about different layers of the organization, different departments that we need to talk to. There's different set of requirements more into the enterprise. There's compliance. There are also business opportunities. So we need to start speaking a different language. With partners, the same way vendors are maturing, the same way we're maturing, so are partners. They're becoming a bigger formal organizations. And every time it's becoming more difficult to talk to the right person. So this is one of the challenges in terms of engagement. We're also finding that maybe we're having too much fun. I think we're realizing that maybe some people might be missing the message by looking too much at what we're having in terms of fun. So we knew we had to go on with new ideas. There are also channels. There's different events that are happening right now in different regions, right? You know that if you go to an event in the West Coast, you're finding you show up with shorts and sandals, not in the West Coast, not in Germany, not in France. So I said, you know what, we had to start adapt a little bit to the different audience, but without losing our identity. So that's our current marketing right now focus. Now we want to understand our audience so we can speak the language. We had to tune our branding a little bit, just start getting a little more formal, but still we want to continue what makes us unique. So we start getting a little bit fancy here, right? Okay, we start now producing more your traditional enterprise documentation, and actually it was a revelation for us, to me at least, that some people actually read them. So I said, okay, you know what? Sure, let's start creating this. But we still have to do the fun aspect, right? So this is the comic book. We have a seed drop in this summit. We had a blast putting it together. People liked it. And again, this is the fun part that we will continue to have. So let me summarize. So where we are right now, well, I already talked about that, but I will tell you what we have learned. So as I said at the beginning, we believe that it's about knowing who you're talking to, knowing what you're going to say, and making it stick. So in terms of knowing your audience, when you're talking to your customers, you have to talk in terms of solving their problem, not selling your product. We have to understand that not everybody needs your product. And the sooner they know it, the sooner the customer knows they did it or not, the better for you and for them. And they're going to appreciate that. With partners, there are lots of partners, there's a lot of vendors. You always have to, and we all want them to sell our products, but you always have to think, what's in it for me? A partner will never sell your product if it doesn't make business sense. No matter how good the swag you give them, no matter how good the wine you give them, if it doesn't make business sense, they're not gonna sell it. You have to communicate, but you have to be patient. With Atlassian, just think of it. There are 3,500 add-ons, over 3,500 add-ons in the marketplace, over 1,000 vendors. Everybody wants their attention. You still have to target Atlassian. You have to get them to know you, but you have to be very careful. You have to work on the perspective, how it support, how help them to sell more of Atlassian products, but be patient. You should not push too much. How you're going to communicate? First, you have to tell the story. If you want to talk about your product, you have to make it very simple and to the point. Again, not everybody wants your product. So just go to the point, let the customer know whether, the sooner you let them know, the better. For instance, in a video, within the first 10 seconds, the customer, your prospect, should know if this product is for them or not. If it's not, that's fine. They will appreciate. They had to spend only 10 seconds, and that's fine. They didn't have to spend 2 minutes of watching your video to say, okay, well, what is this? Absolutely nothing to do with me. People want to know what's behind a product. So you have to make sure you have a story to tell about your company, not only where it was founded, how many people, but something about your company. And remember, it's about people. Make it personal. Make a connection. Make a connection, and then when the time comes, you will talk about business. They will remember you. Now, nobody has time, right? Remember, you want to make it memorable, but for the right reason. And just insist too much, they're going to hate you, and they're going to remember you. But this is not the type of memorable you want. These are one of the most important points. You have to be creative, and creativity is difficult. Focus on developing the ideas and have professionals executing them. It's very difficult. I mean, you might have an amazing design team in your company, but it's very difficult to come up with a very good idea every year. So it's just discuss the ideas, come up with develop those ideas. Once you're ready to execute, it's better to have somebody else outside to do it because it's going to refresh it, it's going to provide all that type of feedback. And the last point, be unique, right? If you want to stand out, come up with something unique, right? If out of this talk, you take that you need to start producing cereal boxes or card decks or comic books, you got it wrong, right? It's about the uniqueness. You have to come up with something. You spend the time and you focus on the right thing, it's going to come up as well. And the very last point is make it fun, right? You want people to remember you, to remember your company with a smile. So make sure that you have fun, make sure that the memory is always positive. I guess that's it. So thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Roberto. So we still got some time for questions. Any questions in the room right now? You're just going to, oh, there we go.
Have you had any success with discount codes at Summit?
If I had success on the discount codes at the Summit, I think we tried it once, actually with the trading cards, and the answer is no. No. I think the Summit is more about gathering information. People are not ready to make decisions. So we believe it's more leaving the memory but when the time comes. But I mean, we tried it. Actually, we have not had luck with discount codes in any campaign at all, right? Yeah.
Can you tell us a little bit about how you structure the partnership from a revenue split perspective?
We are working with the standard discount with the partners. With the recent changes, we're considering doing some variations. I mean, right now, in the marketplace discount strategy, so the scheme, the discount they get with the partners get match the discount they get depending on the category in the Atlassian partners, right? So entry-level partners, they don't get that much. They get 5%, 20%. We're not too happy about that change. We're considering because we want to incentivize even the newcomers to start selling our products. But we're still just right now considering. But right now we're just doing the standard discount.
Okay. Oh, one more question over there.
Hi, thanks for that. Where do you see it all going? Because we've got more and more vendors, lots of more noise. In your perspective, where do you think you need to be going?
I mean, hopefully not noise, right? That's why it's becoming more of a challenge, right? I mean, there are many vendors trying to get attention. Hence the creativity, hence the extra work. Where is it going? Lots of noise. That's why it's going to become more important to get things, get it right. It's happening already, but it's happening already. I think you can see the creativity. I mean, even the guys that come with a small booth, they come with new strategies and they're talking to people, they're engaging to people. So it's not about getting the biggest booth. I think it's about doing it right, doing it right.
Okay, that's it. Thank you very much, Roberto.
Thank you very much. You guys stick around. Stefan is coming next. He's gonna give his also experience about running his company. It's gonna be a very interesting talk. So thank you very much.